Hello, I'm Tony.
And I'm Louie.
And this is Talking During the Movie.
It's the Talking During the Movie podcast with your hosts, Louie Gravance and Tony Whitten.
Welcome back.
It's been a long time. We've had a huge hiatus.
It has, yes.
Why?
Well, I've been busy. You've been busy.
It's been a good year for
It's
both
been a
of us.
very good year.
I thought there's three reasons. One, we've both had unusually good business years. Two, I got used to the Netflix. I got used to the movie pass thing of $9.99 a month and seeing 8 movies a month. So having to go
back to regular.
So like, hey.
What the?
Plus,
that all fell apart.
I needed a break from the brutality and cruelty. I really did.
Of? Is that 3?
Of film.
Oh.
In general, the brutality and cruelty of film.
In what way?
I snapped.
Is the audio visual the assault, or the stories that they're telling is the brutality?
The violence and the cruelty in the storytelling, and the cruelty in the way that the violence is depicted, the sexy way that the violence is depicted. And it actually happened on TV when I turned off. It was the television show about Versace. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to say no, enough with this. And also,
apparently it was very well done. It got a lot of nominations.
It was very well done.
Yeah,
that wasn't the issue.
Oh, okay.
It was just that it reveled almost in a masturbatory fashion in the brutality and just the cruelty of it, and I just needed a break.
Oh, well, that's like some people's trademarks, like Quentin Tarantino, deals in that.
And he's doing a movie about the Bianca Tate murders.
Yeah, that's not going to sugarcoat anything. So you might want to skip
Why?
that. You might want to skip that if you're in that mood.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
And I would see 80 movies a year. Anyway, enough about this.
So you would see 80 movies a year.
Over 80 a year, and I've only seen about 24 this year, which is
wow. You're paring back.
Well, I
can't keep that.
No, I'm telling you, I needed a break from all of the. The Purge movies really pissed me off. Okay, enough about this. They really do.
Well, we're here to review Fantastic Beasts 2, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Yeah, the latest in the Harry Potter installment. And I like that they're continuing this. Supposedly it's a 5-story arc. They're going to make 5 of these movies, so they've already made 2 now. And to me, this is an odd middle child. Now, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, but it didn't quite have the start and finish of the first movie. Mm-hmm. That was more of a complete story that was part of the bigger arc. To me, this is like chapters 6 through 13 of a book. Of a good book, but it's not the whole story. It is a continuation. It is a setup of the next movie. And I have said before on this podcast, I am not a fan of the trend of spending an entire movie just to set up another movie.
Well, and that's what this is.
That's what this is.
And like you said,
it's well done, but it's
not
setup.
Badly done.
No.
At all. But
no.
It is what that is.
It is incomplete.
It's an installment.
Yes.
And there's one other thing.
Glaring
I don't want to cut your thought off.
No. That was it.
There is a difference between these and the Potter films. And of course, it's sort of hard to the Harry Potter thing is genius, and it's lightning in a bottle, and so you need to be fair about that.
Yeah, these aren't going to be the Harry Potter stories.
No, they never.
Don't go in expecting. And I didn't go in expecting that.
Part of the issue, though, is there isn't a nuclear narrative. Like the Potter films have a nuclear narrative that all these other characters and side stories weave in and out of. All these satellite narratives weave in and out of. Where this doesn't have a singular nuclear narrative, a story that it's telling. It seems that it's a little bit of their
it's the start
side
of it.
and their side and their side and now we get we almost forgot, so we better get Queenie and Jacob in here and I just almost thought it was superfluous.
Unnecessary?
Yeah.
In what way?
I know it's dangerous because I'm speaking about J.K. Rowling, but
no. You can say what you want as long as it's a valid opinion. Like I said, like we were just
I
talking,
don't
we
know
were
that
talking
it
earlier.
needs-
Don't hate just because it's trendy to hate.
No.
But if you've got
No.
a genuine beef with
No,
something,
I'm not
tell me
sure
about it.
I'm not sure that the narrative warrants 5. You know, when you're talking about the other films that were 7 or 8 of them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're talking about very well grounded material
Right.
that it's based on, and as I said, with a very nuclear narrative. This seems much more all over the place.
I think it is because it's trying to set up these next 3 films, and there was a lot of ground to cover that you didn't cover in the first movie. To me, like I said, the first movie was very start to finish. It was about this one specific character and this one specific task, and now it's trying to take that foundation and it's building all these extra things on it, and it's a little wobbly.
I'm not sure though that any character, except for the villain, is really fully served though in this movie. Do you?
I think they brought a lot of the characters back, but they're almost callbacks rather than a continuation of their story.
Yes.
This was, and a lot of the continuation, it felt like they had to justify bringing them back in.
Yes.
Like, now we're going in this direction. Well, that's not the direction we left off in. Yeah, but now in order to serve this new story that we're telling, we have to kind of shoehorn these characters into that to keep it interesting, to keep it going.
Okay, so
it was not a smooth transition.
Then okay, so this is not the storytelling stewardship that I think maybe warrants 5 motion pictures of my time.
Right.
I don't know.
I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going
See
with
what I'm
that.
saying? If we're just spitballing here, if
that's
we're-
what we do. We're spitball here.
if you know, if JK is just sort of feeling this out as she goes, or you know, then
I don't know if there's
then I think that's like a guest coming over and taking too long to tell you about their vacation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they could have done it in an hour.
I'm wondering if what could have been streamlined to tell this story, because Grindelwald was almost an afterthought in the first movie, that it was a surprise reveal, and now it's become all about that.
And speaking of, we were just, again, before we came on about things being trendy to hate on, you know, because I was saying I saw Hamilton, and I think it's great, whatever.
That's what I've heard.
Johnny Depp. Okay, for a while it was like, oh, yeah, Johnny Depp. And then it was like, oh my God, Johnny Depp is the most brilliant actor that there ever was. And then we swung all the other way where it was just cool to just crap on Johnny Depp all the time.
We had some controversies from him, yeah.
And now I think we're swinging back to where it's like, you know what? Come on. He's pretty damn good.
Well, no one ever doubted that. That
But I
wasn't
mean-
the issue.
Wait, but you know what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we should take his efforts for granted. It was a little bit like for a while.
He's just drawn to the quirky. That's what he does.
Yeah, and it's not always a home run. I still think
No,
that
not
Charlie
always.
and the Chocolate Factory thing he should be slapped for. I still think that is one of the most grotesque film choices in cinema history. Is
Well, I think
whatever was going on there.
A lot of that blame goes on Tim Burton as well. I'm talking to you, Tim Burton.
Have you seen the Dumbo?
I've seen the trailer.
And how do you feel?
It actually,
Does it worry you or
no, it doesn't worry me.
Really?
No, I'm actually curious.
people
But
seem
I'm
to
not-
have one reaction or the other?
I'm not on the positive yet.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Although we'll get into trailers later. We'll get into trailers later.
So anyway, and I you know, it's too long, but it's not way too long.
It is a long movie, but because I think they were trying to set up so much that there was a lot of shoehorning and fitting things in there.
And there's certainly fire and fury, but I could have used a little more magic.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. There was a lot of special effects in this. Is
Exactly. There's a
yeah.
lot of special effects, and
Right.
there's a lot of fire and fury, and but I could have used a little more magic, a little more sparkle. I could have used a little more magic.
glitter in a top hat?
Not
do you
glitter
mean?
and a top hat and a rabbit, but yes, glittery in the sense of you know,
A kind of common everyday magic as opposed to the spectacle.
that feeling you get when you see the candles in Hogsworth, for example, or some of those magical moments when
Do you want a more background?
when the
magic?
night bus comes
Building the
through and
world.
you're like, oh my God, isn't that so cool? As opposed to those,
World building rather than spectacle.
or as opposed to these wands just being destructive as wow, you know. Okay, but it's not.
Well, if you think about it, you're living in a world where everyone is technically armed. By definition, they are wizards. They have a wand. They're capable of these things, and everyone is walking around armed.
I guess we're just assuming that anybody already comes with them some idea about what this is about.
Yeah, if this is like the first movie you've seen of Harry Potter world, then you're going to be so lost. Like,
And you
even
probably
with
won't
the
like
first
it.
movie.
I think if this was your intro, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's like coming in on chapter 6. You're going to be lost. You have to have the background in order to understand this.
And shouldn't movies be standalone? Shouldn't they be?
I think it benefits.
You and I go back and forth on this.
We do, but I think they need to be their own movie, but they can have a setup. Like The Empire Strikes Back, there's a lot that's, if you just came in after and didn't see Star Wars, you'd be like, wait a minute, who are these people and what are they doing?
But it's still got a beginning, middle, and end that is satisfactory in its own context.
It is in a world, but it is its own movie. Yes, so
this is not that.
This is
not that.
No, this is like the middle, like 2/3 of Empire Strikes Back, where it's not the complete story, because they are setting up so much. Like you can have serials. I'm fine with that. I used trilogies were huge in the 80s, and there were some big ones there. But they were each, when they were done right, they were each their own story as part of a longer narrative arc.
Now, what about the whole Trumpian thing? Because I think there is that, and we know that she is politically minded, Ms. Relling, and the whole, this is how people,
this is how good people do bad things.
This is how good people feel they have the right to do bad things.
Right.
So good people
by being manipulated by a con.
feel that they have a right to do bad things. Whether and I don't want to get anybody all pissed off.
Right.
There is somebody with wild, yellow hair.
Yeah. There is a slight undertone to it, but I don't feel like it is.
Oh no!
Symbol of our time.
But it is a symbol of our time, because it's not just happening in America. Where this kind of culture looking for strong men to take care of.
I think I see your point. So we had some technical difficulties. You know who I'm going to blame.
It wasn't Chad's fault.
It's Chad's fault.
It wasn't your fault. It wasn't.
Your fault. Get up. Get up.
See
if it matters this time.
It wasn't Chad's fault. It really wasn't Chad's fault.
I didn't say it was Chad's fault.
We're shooting very much later than we usually do.
I said I was blaming Chad.
Okay. All right. Well, that's typical.
Yes.
The bottom line about this is what correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you aren't already on this train,
right,
I don't think there's any reason to get on it.
No, do not come in on this movie. No, you'd have to go back. But I think the hook is that because the first movie, Fantastic Beasts, was so good, you might be willing to go, all right, maybe this one, it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie, but you're going to have to get through it to get to the rest of the story. It is the middle chapters.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that you're obligated to do that.
No, you're not. If you just watch, like I said, if you just watch the first Fantastic Beasts movie, that's a satisfying start to end right there, and there is a part of a larger story. But yeah, this is an odd second step where it has to set up so much to finish this narrative, the arc, and I don't like it where they sacrifice the story that they're telling in order to set up the bigger arc. It has to be part of the grand scheme.
It's all over the place, and it's certainly...
There's a lot going on. A lot to follow, especially in a world that you are asked to understand. It is a separate world. So there's already asking a lot. Already asking, to suspend the disbelief, to go along with it, and then they're adding so much more on top of that. It is a lot to ask. Yeah. But I think it was done well. I was entertained. But it was...
5 of them, though?
5.
5?
5 movies.
Again, I think that's...
Well, they used to tell arcs in 3s, and now it's like, well, we'll do a 4th. Well, we'll do a 5th. Well, we'll just do a series and then see where it ends up.
Yeah, well, it's not always a great idea.
No.
One word, Dexter.
The only one that's really done that well, I think, has been the James Bond series, and that's been hit and miss over the years. But they just, they keep
the Potter
rebooting
films,
it, reselling it.
The original Potter films, I think, were pretty, they're episodic. But
but the stories were already laid out. All they had to do was adapt.
That's what I was saying. There's a nuclear narrative that you
right. Well, there may be the one we just haven't read the books on this. One can hope.
I don't know.
So it's a lot of setup.
The important thing is, are there theme park attractions that you can make from this film? And I didn't see one.
I haven't seen a Newt Scamander action figure. Where is that?
A what? A Newt. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
You and
I know I got an issue with him. I got an issue with him, but,
All right. So, real quick. All right. Oscar nominations coming up.
Yeah. I can tell you right now that musical biopics.
Stars Born.
It's going to be big this year. Stars Born is going to be nominated for everything.
Young for a lot.
And Rami Malek is going to be nominated and will probably win for Bohemian Rhapsody.
You think he's going to win for Bohemian
I
Rhapsody?
think there's a good chance he's going
nominees
to win.
aren't even out. You're already predicting the win.
Yeah, I
It's
think
that good.
I think it's just
Wow.
It's got all the things you need. It's
all the things the Academy loves for people playing singing.
from good lip syncing
Yeah.
to its
Well, so usually they
hairdos.
if it's a musical,
everything.
they reward the person who
teeth
sings it.
appliances. It's got everything.
Usually it goes to someone who's singing it though. Jamie Foxx
Bradley
got it 'cause
Cooper
he-
has already won an Academy Award.
Yeah. No, Jamie Foxx didn't sing Ray Charles. Never mind. They had Ray Charles for that. Anyway.
So, but I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, even Lady Gaga. You think she'll win?
I don't know that she's going to win, but she's going to be nominated.
Okay, I think so.
That film in general is going to be nominated.
Yeah, Best Picture, yeah, it's gonna get-
to 10 nominations.
It's gonna get all right.
I would guess.
Okay, I was gonna say 7.
But it's not the movie I'm looking the most forward to, and I'm ashamed to admit the movie I'm looking forward to.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Mary Poppins.
Yeah, and it's the film I didn't even want to be made, and I didn't. I was like, oh,
well,
really?
it's not a remake. It's a continuation.
I know, but
you wanted to leave it. You wanted to leave it
Mary
alone.
Poppins was Walt Disney's live-action masterpiece.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just as Snow White is his animated masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Just perfect for whatever reason. And I was like, just leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta tell you, I can't see that preview without crying. When Dick Van Dyke shows up and dances on that table, I'm freaking gone.
Yeah. That was a welcome surprise. I'm like, oh, he's in it, and the whole audience, but ooh, you could feel it. It was palpable.
And it's
I'm excited.
They,
I'm excited to
they
see it.
clearly understand the source material. Just
Let's hope so.
So
Let's hope so.
It was.
And it's Rob Marshall, who's a choreographer. He did Chicago. He's done some good stuff.
The first 10 years of my life, this was my favorite movie
Yeah.
of all time. It was just a huge deal for my generation. Huge thing. Like bigger than Frozen kind of
Are
deal.
you afraid that the nostalgia factor is going to affect it? Because it's never going to be the original Mary Poppins. It can't be. But it might still be a very entertaining, good movie.
Okay, they've got me trusting that they know what they're doing and they're going to wink and nod just enough.
I hope they do wink and nod. I do hope that Julie Andrews makes a wink and nod cameo. I hope so.
I don't know how that could happen.
None of that's... There's not even been a whisper of that happening. But I hope they do sneak that in. The audience wants it.
But those two films are going to be nominated quite a bit, and
Yeah.
I would expect that. And I'm looking very much forward to Wreck-It Ralph.
Really?
I really am.
Interesting.
I really
I
am.
wouldn't have picked that for a sequel. But you said it's been getting good things. It's
Really
been
good
getting
reviews.
things. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. Well, I'm Tony.
I'm Louie.
And this has been Talking During the Movie. You get back here, chat. I swear to God.